Hi, this is Rick from For Community, creating community spaces so you can connect with others and also with God. How do we keep moving forward? I mean, seriously, how do we continue to put one foot in front of the other and continue to move on? I mean, work doesn't get easier. Relationships can get overly complicated. Also, in our lives, we experience grief, trauma, lack of capacity, lack of funds, failure, betrayal. And let's not forget there are things that we'd prefer to do other than moving forward. That might be just kind of getting stuck and just sleeping, having fun, playing games all day, riding a Harley and doing nothing else productive. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having fun, but sometimes we can get stuck in it. How do we keep moving forward and resist the temptation just to sit down and become couch potatoes? If it's true that if you're not growing, you're dying, well, how do we keep growing? Well, I think I've stumbled upon an answer. I'm sure there are many answers, but I've stumbled upon an answer to the question, how do you continue to move forward? In the face of obstacles, in the face of temptations, in the face of just sleepiness and not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, I think I found an answer to the question. This video is based on my interpretation of Proverbs chapter 4, verses 23 to 27. In this passage, it has something to say about how to avoid getting stuck, how to avoid, giving into those temptations, falling off the rails, and how we keep on moving forward. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 to 27. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. In this video, based on this passage, I'm going to try to answer the question, how to keep moving forward. And I know this is just an answer, but I think it's a decent answer. As I look at the passage, it's easy to see that it breaks up into 3 different sections. So I think that I found 3 different things to say to encourage you to continue to move forward so that you don't get stuck, you don't trip up. 3 things to say about not getting stuck and moving forward. Here's the first thing. If you want to keep moving forward, what you need, what I need, what we need is this: clarity and behavior around values. The text says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. The very first thing I think of when I read a verse about guarding the heart is protecting our clarity and pursuit of values. Too often I've seen in myself moments when I've chased a desire that's not in sync with who I think I am or where I think I want to go. And then I've become my own bully by challenging what I really love and what I really believe. I also see it in my practice. Sometimes clients have values and a lifestyle that are not in alignment. And I see how hard they work to make changes to start living a values-driven life. And I love the concept of a values-driven life, and I think we see that right here. I think the heart of this message is for us to have clarity around what we value and consistent behavior that reflects those values. Clarity and behavior around values. To me, that's what's meant by guarding your heart. That's the value-driven life. So to stay on theme of my interpretation of this text, clarity and behavior around values is how we keep our lives moving forward. And namely, I think it's important to look at guarding our heart in relationships, work, and in purpose. The purpose is the story of you. Because I think in those 3 areas, that's where we face a lot of temptation to do something other than moving forward toward, that outcome that we would like to achieve. In relationships, guarding our hearts looks like ensuring our closest relationships are with people who share what we value. Are you dating someone? If you two have values that are dissimilar, then you two are on life paths that are in different directions. You're going to grow apart. And if you're talking about a spouse, then that can look really messy. So I think the best way for couples to give themselves a fighting chance for long-term relationships is to make sure they're based on shared values. What about in work? In work, guarding our hearts looks like keeping a little autonomy around our schedule. I mean, I value what I do for a career. I love what I do. It's not my only value, though. You, like me, have more than just one thing that we value, like family, fun, health, socializing, board gaming, riding a Harley, whatever it is for you. Guarding our heart at work, about work, may look like someone who's great with boundaries and able to keep on their schedule time for family, time for their spouse, for fun, for education, whatever your other values are. Clarity around what you value gives big hints about who you are as a person, your identity, who you're becoming. Clarity in behavior around values protects your identity and puts you on a life journey that helps your identity to come to the surface and shine. Here's the second point here. How do we continue to move forward? Here's what we need. Communication that offers a good experience of you. The text says, avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. I think verses like this across the Bible are letting us know that swearing, shaming, gossiping, they all really matter. The idea behind this is for us to ask the question, how are other people experiencing me? If your words are out of place for the context that you're in, then others are experiencing you as less than desirable to connect with. I also think that the question, how are people experiencing me, is important because of the kind of person this book is hoping that you want to become. If we want to become someone who's wise, continuing to move forward, then we're mindful of accountability and that our interaction with the people around us is important and that we're not independent, rather we're interdependent. Here's what giving people a good experience of you can do for you. It can create a group of people around you who want to cheer you on as you keep moving forward. However, if your communication gives people a bad experience of you, they will generally become hurdles to you. They're going to block you from moving forward. They don't want you to increase your level of influence over them. They want to push you down so they don't have to deal with you anymore. Good communication that gives people a good experience of you helps to create people around you who want to celebrate and encourage you as you keep moving forward. Now here's the third thing, the last thing I found in this text that I think might be helpful. If you want to keep moving forward, I think this is also what you need, what I need. Emotional intelligence. The text says, look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. That's right. I said emotional intelligence. I'm going to end with a very emotional thought. This is going to be truly emotional. Grab a Kleenex. Get ready to find someone to hug. Get a stuffy. Get a tub of ice cream. Get ready to ground with some square breathing. Here it comes. When I read this, to me, it looks like we're being challenged to live a life of discipline. Stay focused on the big picture that we paint of ourselves so we keep the plot line of us on our values-driven journey where identity is revealed and celebrated and our life feels great, something like that. Live a life of discipline. Okay, well, what is a life of discipline? What does that even mean? Well, here comes the emotions. People think that discipline is routine, habit, doing things by muscle memory, willpower. And yeah, that's part of it, I guess. But a life of discipline isn't willpower. Willpower is the power to do what you're feeling in the moment. And what we feel in each moment tends to be different. And that's not discipline. Here's a cool idea about discipline that I loved learning. Discipline is an emotion. It's the emotion that we call resolve. Now, there's a guy I go to the gym with who told me an emotional story of how he quit smoking. That story is his to tell, so I'm only going to share with you the gist. There was some kind of risk that he'd lose something valuable to him, and smoking would be the reason. When he made the connection between smoking and risking losing his value, he had an overwhelming emotion bubble up inside of him, so he tossed out the smokes in the garbage immediately and has never returned to smoking. And he's been many years now off smoking. He's living a disciplined life around being smoke-free. And it wasn't because of a patch. It wasn't because of behavior modification training or hypnosis or CBT. It was an emotion. It was the emotion of resolve. Resolve looks like discipline when it becomes behavior. So, in my opinion, if you want to stay on track with the story of you and keep yourself away from the things that would steal your values, rob you of relationships, make you do evil things, put you on a journey that ends with a life that you don't respect, it's time to get emotional about it. It's time to get angry at those things that are robbing you of the life that you want to live. Work up some emotions around that. Get angry at that stuff. It's time to get excited about the life that you want to live. Be your own cheerleader. Kick in some of your good emotions around the future that you want. And kick in some of that anger around the current situations that are keeping you from the life that you want to live. Use your emotions like they were meant to be used, as a healthy GPS leading you toward your values. Our emotions are on all the time. They're always underneath. They get this little ping about whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. Turn on those emotions. Get angry about the life you don't want to live, and get excited about the life that you want to live. Kick in those emotions. Okay. Hope that's enough context to generate a good discussion this Sunday. I know somebody's got to see this differently than me, and that's fine. I'm looking forward to the conversation. As you prep for Sunday, could you please do two things? Could you please make a note for yourself of your reactions to this content so you can come prepared to talk about something? Remember, it's open mic. Everybody gets a voice. Everyone gets a voice. Also, could you please share this video with a friend who may like the content? Share it. So we grow word of mouth. That's the only way we grow, word of mouth. How do we keep moving forward? Be clear about your values and behave accordingly. Communicate in a way that gives people a good experience of you, so that you have people around you who don't act like hurdles, but actually get excited and encourage when you move, encourage you when you're trying to move forward. And then finally, use your emotions as a GPS, keeping you moving in the right direction, getting angry at that life you don't want to live, and getting excited about that life that you do. That's it for me to you for now. Would you please like? Would you please share? Would you please subscribe? Would you please ask for the link? We meet 2 times, 1:30 p.m. on Sunday and also 6 o'clock p.m. on Sunday for community, creating community spaces so you can connect with others and also with God. I'll see you next time.